Okay, I'm back, and I noticed my YouTube did not start streaming, so that should be fixed now. Still can't take the car. Nobody in here now.
These cough. These cough. These.
Into here.
Grace Nakamura. I wonder what.
Nothing at the rat house. Everybody's closed. There's nothing in here. At least have a letter from Gabriel.
Guten Tag.
Grüß Gott, Frau Nakamura. Ich habe etwas für Sie.
Hey, Colonel Lost.
Oh, it's from Gabriel.
Ja, das ist vom Schattenjäger. Ja.
No, I think you... Gabriel is a working partner and... Never mind. Danke.
Bitte, brauchen Sie noch etwas?
Gracie, you decided to come over. That's great. Good tag and all that. I'm sure you and Gertie are hitting it off. Thanks for finding the werewolf book. I'm not sure what it all means, but it might be useful. But Ludwig II, you know, I think you might have something there. Ubergrau says there are 2 places you should check out. Ludwig had a castle called New Swan something, and there's a museum about him here in chemistry. Something like that. I really think you should spend some time looking into it.
You're in chemistry.
Don't worry. Things are going very smoothly this time around. I've tracked a suspect to a hunt club run by a man named Von Glauer. He seems okay, but I'm sure there's something going on with at least one of the others. Don't worry, though. I met a police detective named Lieber, so I have backup. I'll be finished soon. Sit tight and enjoy your visit till I get there. Gabriel.
What does he think? I'm on vacation here? And no address. Thank you very much, Mr. Knight.
A return address.
My German isn't good enough. Danke.
Bitte.
Ooh, there those 2 are. Go to him first.
Herr Huber?
Yes?
I was wondering if you've changed your mind about telling me where Gabriel is. It's really important.
No. Sorry.
That was fruitless.
Hello there,
dear.
Hi, I'm Grace Nakamura from the castle. Am I interrupting?
Heavens, no.
Have a seat, Miss Nakamura.
Well, I might. For a moment.
Isn't this nice? We just finished our breakfast. Do you want something?
No, thanks.
Good for you. I can never turn down food myself. Now you just tell us all about it, Sugar Pie.
Tell me about yourself.
You mentioned the other night that you were a demonologist. What is that exactly?
Well, it's not as bad as it sounds, honey. What Emma and I really do is to help protect people.
Protect them from what?
Well, do you believe in the devil, Miss Nakamura?
I believe in good and evil, if that helps.
Oh, but Satan and his demons are real, and they will attack the living. And most folks don't know what to do once they've been attacked. We try to help protect people.
How can you protect people from demons?
The best protection is faith in God, of course. But sometimes faith isn't enough. Sometimes we have to delve into the supernatural in order to protect others. Your shot and joggers are just the same.
We are? I mean, he is?
Of course. The warriors of light are rare these days, but they do exist all around the globe.
That's interesting. I just read about a group called Manos del Sol in Brazil. So the Ritters aren't the only Schottenjägers.
Well, they're probably the only ones to use that title, but others have been chosen for the battle.
Do you know anything about King Ludwig II?
Sure, we saw his castles, didn't we, Mother?
We sure did. Why do you ask?
Well, I found a letter in the Schottenjäger library warning Ludwig about the Black Wolf.
Who wrote the letter?
One of Gabriel's ancestors, a Schottenjäger.
Seems like whoever was using me as a megaphone helped you find that letter. Perhaps you should follow the path something's pointing at. Look into Ludwig.
I intend to. The other night you said something about the Black Wolf. What did you mean? Where did you hear that name?
I wasn't the one talking.
I don't understand.
Well, that's quite all right. The point is, it would be a very good idea to answer those questions, and we must work together to do so. Of course I'll help you, Pumpkin. I'd like to know myself, wouldn't I? It isn't every day one's taken over by a disembodied spirit, and I don't much care for it, thank you.
You're not talking about a seance, are you?
Oh, heavens, no.
Thank God.
Emma's right. I'm much better at tarot cards. I can read for you or for someone else if you prefer.
Have you read for me and for Gabriel?
Are you sure you don't know anything about the Black
Hey,
Wolf?
Slaughterfox.
I never did, dear. I told you. Really, you mustn't confuse the vessel with the voice. All I remember was seeing a very bright flash like lightning. Next thing I knew, Emma had me outside. Whatever it was very powerful. Very powerful.
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to do my tarot reading.
Don't you worry now. I know what I'm doing. Push your vital energies into the cards.
There you are, huh?
This
I don't know why my YouTube subscriber
soul
count's not
card.
working.
that which applies to all of your lifetimes.
Up at the top.
It's the Empress.
But it was
Oh,
working
that's a
earlier.
good one.
What's it mean?
It means that your soul's journey is one of leadership. There's great strength here and intelligence. This card represents what you're like in this lifetime. It's the Chariot. Self-discipline.
There you go.
Control. You need to feel you have a plan, that
My
you're
little scripted crashed.
testing your abilities. The Chariot's very masculine. In combination with the Empress, it tells me that you're currently exploring your male side. You will seek out great achievement, but it does have its price.
Doesn't sound anything like me.
Yes, dear. The third card represents the other. You've pulled the Magician. Who is he, dear?
Excuse me?
It can
Your
be fun.
other, the magician.
Plus, I like the
this is a very
cards.
powerful card. Major Arcana.
My other?
Everyone has an other. Let's see. I bet it's the Schottenjäger. What's his name?
The Schottenjäger? Gabriel Knight.
A name of power. He is powerful, this one. The magician is dexterous and cunning, mischievous and manipulate,
That's Gabriel, all right.
and very strong with magical and occult powers. Now this is interesting because your card, the Chariot, is all logic and reasoning, while his, the Magician, is spiritual and intuitive. You two are quite a pair. The fourth card shows what you're trying to achieve at this moment, your immediate destiny. It's the Strength or Lust card.
Lust?
Not that kind of lust, dear. It's a trial card, finding the strength to continue some difficult journey. It also represents the integration of conflicting energies. That must be your Chariot and his magician energies. Strength also means bonding those energies, loving without judgment, learning to love the beast.
Uh-huh.
What is this trial, dear? Do you know?
Well, Gabriel and I are involved with a case right now.
It will be a hard time. You must let your love give you power. Use the positive energy of your union or you may not succeed.
I think you have the wrong idea. Gabriel and I just work together.
Yes, dear. But if I might just suggest, when you're facing negative forces, the positive energy of love is a very vital weapon. You make yourself vulnerable when you resist your own tools.
Well, that's been helpful.
I hope so, dear.
Now read Gabriel's tarot.
Maybe we should do a reading for Gabriel.
Oh, let's! It's a little like spying on someone unawares, but what the heck? Reach out to the cards and to think about his essence.
Yeah, he is.
His soul card.
He
the
makes his
magician.
wife happy, though.
Yes, dear. It reflects your other exactly.
Well, maybe, but I'd rather hold out for David Copperfield.
And his lifetime card. Oh, goodness. The lovers.
You mean the sole purpose of his life is in his pants? Doesn't surprise me.
It's not what you think, dear. It's a duality card. As a lifetime card, it refers to Gabriel's own duality. Good versus evil, physical pleasure versus spiritual growth, that kind of thing. His challenge is to integrate the conflicting parts of himself. Until he does, he'll never find peace. And you will find peace when you acknowledge all of him. Find a way to love the worst as you already love the best.
You're really reaching.
Mother.
His other is the High Priestess.
Let me guess. That's me, right?
No, dear, it's not. The High Priestess represents psychic mysteries, deep wisdom.
I don't
This is a
remember.
very different energy from your earthy one. This must be our connection. To the voice, dear! Someone is trying to communicate with Gabriel. This force is represented by the High Priestess.
That's not much help. What about the Black Wolf?
But it is a help, dear. The High Priestess is a spiritual guide card if ever there was one. The message must have been a warning.
If this force is connected to Gabriel, and if he's so very psychic, then why doesn't it just go to him? Why say it to me?
Maybe Gabriel's blocked. Maybe he's purposefully blocking. There is that duality business. Let's go on and see if it becomes clear. The fourth card, remember, represents the current situation. It's death.
Oh.
Death also means
to worry about
rebirth
then.
and renewal.
Now, you just leave interpretation up to me, Sugar Pie. It's a transformation card. Dying to one thing and being born to another. It is painful, but it isn't necessarily bad. Two of Wands. Oh, my.
What?
A 2 is not good here. Wands is Mars in Aries. That's a war card. In conjunction with the death card, there are 2 possible transformations.
2 transformations?
Yes, dear. Gabriel is waging a spiritual battle. The transformation might be good or evil. That must be the purpose of the High Priestess. She's trying to guide him.
So you think
Meanwhile,
he really might be in danger?
Oh, yes, dear.
On his
Gabriel's
hunting
very
trip.
essence is at stake. If he takes the wrong path with his powers... Emma and I will stay in town. You must let me know if anything else happens that we can read for clues. Let the Force use you.
let the Force use you. Not be with you, but use you.
I'd better go.
Anytime you need us, stop by.
And be careful now.
Thanks.
And back to happy, cheery music after all that devastating communication. Storytelling, whatever you want to call it.
I don't have anything.
I also said him. See if they're home yet. Or in, I should say.
Guess they're closed.
Church again before I head back. Ooh,
I don't want to disturb her.
no, don't leave. Hello, Gertie.
Gerda's here.
Gerda.
I wonder what she's up to.
Nom 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 nom. Yummy.
Oh my god. Gerda was in love with Wolfgang.
It was obvious.
Grace Nakamura.
I can't look at Wolfgang's. Can't look at any of the grids right now. I can only talk to her.
Boy, do I feel stupid or what. I really should apologize, but I don't want to interrupt her. Maybe there's something else I can do.
And Grace, you gonna do something nice now? Wants to get it. Let's go try. What would I do with the flowers, though? And it gives me a chance to use the flowers for something, but I just go hand them to her at the crypt. Hey, look at that. Goth Queen. You thought good.
I'll
get
leave the
another?
other roses on the book. An emergency. The castle looks I don't want to go.
Roses in there. No. Yeah. No, this is a Sierra game. Nobody moves anywhere in the world until you completed a task, and then everybody moves at once to their new scene positions. Otherwise, everything's kind of locked. My YouTube subscriber count up at the top keeps sometimes returning at 0, so
There.
I have to figure out what's up with
That's
that.
better, don't you think?
Just wrote that script earlier today, so.
I'm so sorry. I was an idiot.
Gabriel and I, we never...
I know. It's my fault. It's Gabriel's fault. He never tells me anything. I don't know why he didn't want me on this case.
Maybe he just...
Don't even try to make excuses for him. Still, he's up to his neck in it, I think.
Maybe it's because he cares about you and doesn't want you to get
Help
hurt.
me out with something.
Of course.
I need the keys.
I have to do some research on Ludwig. I want to go see some of his castles.
Take Gabriel's car.
Hold it.
There's a map of southern Bavaria in the car. Ludwig's castles are all marked.
Why are they all marked?
Thanks.
Well, she planned to go see them.
Good luck.
Maybe. Wonder if it's the same card that they use in Phantasmagoria. Do left to right.
Our tour begins in the entry hall. Ludwig II lived from 1845 to 1886. He assumed the Bavarian throne at the age of 18 when his father died. Ludwig's passion was building castles. He built 3 during his lifetime. Linderhof, Herrenchiemsee, and Neuschwanstein. Plans for a fourth castle, Falkenstein, were underway when he died. In addition to his obsession with building, Ludwig also had a passion for classical heroic German mythology, a taste he shared with the German opera composer Richard Wagner. Neuschwanstein is decorated throughout with themes from these stories, most of which directly relate to Wagner's operas.
Did he walk off before I could talk to him?
These scenes seem to tell a story, but I have no idea what story.
So, man building a sword under the watchful eye of the elite. Or maybe it's a story of this guy who commissioned a sword, spoke with this person, his father or something. One moment. There it goes. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my YouTube subscriber count at the top. I don't know if I should have it ping more or less. Let's check the code real quick. Wait for what? That little code change. Siegfried forging his sword. Let's see if my YouTube count stays correct now. Do you think this is Ludwig?
I don't think the guards want to be bothered while on duty. I wonder where that door leads.
Probably need to wait for him to walk off and then I can check the door. Siegfried or Ludwig? Dwarf? So you think this is a dwarf? He's almost as tall as a normal man, and his beard doesn't go down to his crotch. Yeah, I get you. Wonder if I...
The paintings in this room are from the Siegfried saga.
These scenes are from the Siegfried saga.
The paintings in this...
These scenes are...
Go away, old man. I want to check this door. Come on, you moved earlier. I know you can move again. There we go. Mushka.
I wonder where that...
I can't use it yet.
You
play
are
the
now
tape.
standing in the king's bedroom. The theme of the bedroom is Tristan and Isolde, the tragic love story retold in Wagner's opera. The opera was given its first performance in Munich in 1865, and a 20-year-old Ludwig attended. This is probably the most elaborate and expensive bedroom ever created. It took 14 woodcarvers 4.5 years to create this room. It was this kind of extravagance that bankrupted the king. In the years before his death, he found it increasingly difficult to find money from any source.
Did they have running water in 1886?
The richly carved bed, with its canopy, resembles a Gothic building and its turrets. The bed's draperies were handmade by dozens of Bavarian seamstresses.
Did they have running water in 1886? Did they have... Maybe Ludwig thought all this luxury would help him sleep. Maybe
Help him sleep or help be soft against his lovers.
Maybe
Scenes from the opera Tristan and Isolde. Scenes from the opera.
Alright, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4 directions to go. Which way did I come from? Alright, so down. Go right. I had slaves put water, any type of gravity will cause the water pressure, much like today's more advanced water towers. Yeah. There.
In the corner is a brown tiled stove with clay figures of Tristan and Isolde. You are now standing in the king's bedroom. The theme of the bedroom is Tristan and Isolde, the tragic love story retold in Wagner's opera. The opera was given its first performance in Munich in 1865, and a 20-year-old Ludwig attended. This is probably the most elaborate and expensive bedroom ever created. It took 14 woodcarvers 4.5 years to create this room. It was this kind of extravagance that bankrupted the king. In the years before his death, he found it increasingly difficult to find money from any source.
That still goes down. This other view is just so you can see this. See anything else? Need to click here.
I don't think the guards want to be bothered while on duty.
Alright, left door first. He looks very prim and proper.
I don't think the guards want to be bothered.
She's a guard.
This is the king's living room. The walls are decorated with scenes from the Lohengrin saga. The king first saw Wagner's opera Lohengrin when he was 16, and it so affected him that he considered it a form of enlightenment. The tragedy of Lohengrin was his essential loneliness. This, too, was Ludwig's own fate. Ludwig withdrew more and more into his fantasy world of epic heroes and absolute monarchy, an ideal he was determined to create in his castles if he could not have it in his real life. He only wanted to be alone with his dreams, so much so that even his servants were kept at a distance and were not allowed to look at him.
What were you afraid they'd see?
This is the king's the tragic Ludwig.
What were you afraid? These linens look seriously expensive and seriously old. These linens. I'm surprised people don't sit in these chairs when the guard's not looking. I'm surprised people.
The miracle of the Grail.
Holy Grail.
More swans.
Swanerific. Was ist das?
I can almost picture Ludwig in here. I wonder what he really dreamt about in this room.
Oh, jeez. This has got me to another room. Okay.
This is the king's study. Ludwig spent much time at his desk, writing letters, drawing up plans for his projects, and studying his favorite authors. He loved poetry, history, and the classics. In later years, he also studied the occult. What affairs of state he did reluctantly attend to were generally attended to alone at his desk in writing. His reluctance to meet with his heads of state and perform the duties of the king were one of the reasons for the charges brought against him in 1886. But Ludwig dreamt of true kingship and a true monarchy, and the small powers left to him after Bavaria's succeeded power to Prussia only incited his disdain and frustration.
My output started doing something weird again. Let me check on that. I'm not sure. I'm not the biggest historian.
The studied paintings depict scenes from the Tannhäuser Saga and the Wartburg Castle. The study paintings depict scenes.
Gonna the same
The
message.
study
I doubt there's anything left in there now. Besides, the guard would kill me if I touched it.
And this just broke everything. I'll be right back. I need to fix something real quick. Okay, I am back, and hopefully I have corrected my thing that I don't need it to show followers because followers is subscribers. There we go. All look right. Subscribers isn't a thing on here. There we go. Everything should be fixed now. After the fall of Louis the Great, after the original King Casimir.
I doubt there's anything left in there now. Besides, the guard would kill me if I touched it. I wonder why he was studying the occult before he died. I wonder. I wonder. I wonder. I wonder. I wonder.
This is a grotto. This is between two rooms. So are totally different. Go back a bit. Haven't gotten in here yet.
This is Ludwig's private chapel. The king was a devout Catholic, as were all of the Wittelsbacher rulers. They supported the Roman Church even when other European countries were dominated by Protestantism.
Because he was a werewolf.
It's a beautiful crucifix. Ivory and gold.
Or he's just a furry. Who knows?
It's a beautiful... The Black Madonna of Altadine. I wonder what her story is all about.
Tiny king. Short king.
The Black...
The stained glass window depicts St. Louis receiving the last sacraments. This is Ludwig's...
Okay. The room.
This is the final room of our tour, the Singers' Hall. It was modeled after the Singers' Hall of the Wartburg Castle, where minstrel competitions were held in the 13th century. The hall was built for small private concerts, but Ludwig himself never gave one here. It is said that during the last few years of Wagner's life, he came to Neuschwanstein frequently and performed for the king alone in this room. The hall is probably best known for its enigmatic wolf paintings. The original paintings were from the Parsifal saga, but in 1882, Ludwig had them replaced, supplying the description and titles of the new paintings himself.
Why would Ludwig have wolf paintings in his castle?
The tiny door again. Wolves were?
I don't think the guards want to be...
The hunters tracked down Engelhard and Hildegunde.
Nice view of the Alps.
Ludwig's childhood castle, Hohenschwangau, is visible from the lookout in the Singers' Hall. Hildegunde's imprisonment. The Wedding Feast of Hildegunde and the Baron.
There. If I got everything out of there. I still don't do something here.
These I maybe Ludwig thought all this luxury would help him sleep. A king saint? I wonder if Ludwig pictured himself that way, or maybe he just wanted to be that way.
The paintings above the altar depict St. Louis surrounded by the seraphim. An interesting side note. For a period of about a year, the Louis images in all three castles were ordered to be covered up with black cloth on the unfathomable whim of the king.
A king saint?
Yeah.
I'm surprised. More I can almost picture Ludwig. I can almost picture Ludwig in here.
The study paintings depict scenes from the Tannhäuser Saga and the Wartburg Castle. The study paintings
I doubt there's. I doubt. I. d- I wonder why he was studying the occult. I wonder. I wonder. I. I. I don't think.
Engelhard courts Hildegunde. Engelhard
Be right back to use the restroom again. I'm back.
The Death of Engelhart. Engelhart and the Blacksmith.
Okay.
Engelhart courts Hildegunde. The hunters track down Engelhart and Hildegunde. Hildegunde's imprisonment. The wedding feast of Hildegunde and the Baron. The death of Engelhart.
Oof. It goes around the room.
There must be a story behind these wolf paintings. But what story? I don't think the... I picked up a tour tape in English on my way in.
Maybe. Why does it let me click up here if there's nothing to do up here?
Nice view of the... Nice view.
Ludwig's childhood castle, Hohenschwangau, is visible from the lookout in the Singers' Hall.
Nice view of the...
Let's just try the other places. Maybe it's something I come back to later. Oh, I didn't mean to go back here. Go to this place.
I can't see the displays until I've gotten past the counter. I can't see the display.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Ich hätte gern eine Eintrittskarte fürs Museum.
Ja, 8 Mark für eine Ganztagskarte. So,
Danke.
bitte.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
First ever flare? Like flare gun?
Ist das die Ludwig Museum?
Ja, ja. Ludwig der Zweite von Bayern.
They certainly make an incredible-looking couple. They certainly... July 3rd, 1863. Elizabeth, you can have no idea, dear cousin, how happy you made me. The hours recently passed with you in the railway carriage I consider among the happiest in my life. Never will their memory fade. You gave me permission to visit you at Ischl. If the time comes for this ardent hope to be fulfilled, I shall be of all men upon earth the most blessed. The feelings of sincere love and reverence and faithful attachment to you, which I cherished in my heart even as a boy, makes me imagine heaven upon earth, and will be extinguished by death alone. I beg you with all my heart to forgive the contents of this letter, but I could not help myself. Ludwig. Elizabeth frequently gave Ludwig advice on royal conduct,
Incest is
hoping
not
to protect
uncommon
him
in
from
the back in
unfavorable
days.
public opinion. March 1st, 1865. My dearest Eagle, you have not written me in a few months. I have missed you. I often try to imagine what you are doing. I hear tales that you have been on retreat and have not been seen in Munich for some time. I suspect it is this new friend you wrote up so mysteriously that takes you away from home. I hope you are enjoying yourself, my beloved, but I beg you to caution. The people need to see you at the throne. I also hesitate to suggest that what your officials do in your absence may not always be in your own best interest. You have always been a true king, but you must let the people see you to ensure that they don't forget that. E. Your dove. Ludwig's friends were concerned for his mental state long before his arrest. June 14th, 1878. My beloved Eagle, in your last letter you spoke so movingly of your torment that I was moved to tears. What is this torment? Why won't you confess to me what is truly troubling you? You must know that I would never despise you, no matter how horrible you believe your sins to be. Please do not write such barbs to my heart by even suggesting such things. If you do not wish to confess to me, at least tell me how I can aid you. I am always your true one, your dove. In this letter, dated November 1886, Elizabeth of Austria thanks Bishop Frank for his assistance in helping her fulfill Ludwig's last wishes. She writes that she knows it was an unusual request, but she believes Ludwig had reasons of his own for wishing it to be done. She hopes that his spirit finds peace at last. No further reference to this letter has ever been found. One can only speculate what the last wishes of a cornered and embattled Ludwig might have been. What were his last wishes? This place is giving me more questions than answers. She's beautiful. Elizabeth of Austria. One of Ludwig's few close friends was Empress Elizabeth of Austria. She was a distant cousin of the boy Prince, and he saw her often growing up. Graceful and beautiful, Elizabeth seemed to represent the feminine ideal to the younger Ludwig. Their friendship continued after her marriage, mainly by correspondence. She remained a source of stability for Ludwig throughout his life. In keeping with Ludwig's love of romance and drama, he called her the Dove, and he to her was the Eagle. Ludwig is Prince Charming. He played the part well.
Yeah.
Richard Wagner. Ludwig's diary. Ludwig kept a diary from 1869 when he was 24 years old until his death. The diary provides a fascinating look into the mind of this tormented man. The original diary is kept in the Royal Archives. A few entries are shown on the opposite wall. I've got to see that diary. Looks like it weighs a ton. Ludwig's Grand Master Wardrobe from the Knights of St. George. He looks so regal. Why would he give up all of this pageantry and become a recluse? Ludwig, Grand Master of the Knights of St. George. There's gotta be a connection between all this St. George stuff and Gabriel. Ludwig is Grand Master of the Knights of St. George. The Knights of St. George was an aristocratic society dedicated to the acts of chivalry. Ludwig loved the medieval pageantry of the order in his early years, before his increasing reclusiveness drove him to abandon public appearances. He looks so regal. I wonder if these pins have any symbolic meaning. I wonder if the signets and sash pins from the Order of the Knights of St. George. These were worn on Ludwig's uniform, as befitted his rank of Grand Master. They are now the property of the Bavarian Crown Treasury. Even after Wagner's death, Ludwig still showed signs of obsession with the composer. This letter, written in 1882 by Ludwig to the conductor of the Munich Opera, instructs the conductor to make preparations for a new Wagner opera. The conductor went to see the king as instructed. When he arrived, Ludwig was ill and refused to see him. Nothing further was ever heard of this mysterious new opera. Was it a figment of an ill man's desperate wishes? Ludwig is offered a crown of laurels by the genius of immortal fame. 26 July, 1874. By the power of the lily, we shall have the strength to resist all temptations throughout the whole year. July 1875. Solemn oath before the picture of the great king. Refrain for 3 months from all excitement. This oath has its binding power as well as its potency by de par le Roi, LNR, DPLR. What excitement! I need to see more of that diary. June 7th, 1886. A group of men arrive at Neuschwanstein Castle demanding to take the king in custody. With them is Dr. Guden, the doctor who had been in charge of Otto, the king's mentally ill brother. The men have an order for the king's arrest on the grounds of insanity. They are refused admittance by a brave group of farmers and local soldiers who have come to Ludwig's aid. They are forced to retreat to nearby Hohenschwangau. This is the first Ludwig hears of the conspiracy. Ludwig composes a pamphlet explaining the subversive acts of the conspirators and eloquently pleading with his people for aid. The pamphlet is smuggled out of Neuschwanstein and printed, but the pamphlets are seized before they can be distributed. June 7th, Ludwig composed. June 12, 1886. Ludwig knows the conspirators will return. He despairs. He asks his servant for the keys to the tower. The servant, fearing the king intends suicide, says the key is lost. Unbeknownst to Ludwig, the conspirators arrive at the castle. This time, there is no one to stop them. Ludwig is lured from his bedroom to the entry hall of Neuschwanstein on pretense. There, he is taken into custody. Ludwig is taken by carriage from Neuschwanstein to Berg, where his brother Otto had long been imprisoned. This is a great blow to the king's state of mind. While on the way, the group stops at Seeshaupt to change horses. Ludwig asks to see the postmistress, Frau Vogel. She brings him a glass of water and he says something to her. She never reveals these last words to anyone. June 13th, 1886. At Berg, Ludwig seems cooperative and coherent. Dr. Guden writes to the government that he has Ludwig well under control. The two men go out for a walk, and Dr. Guden is so confident he dismisses the guards. When Ludwig and the doctor do not return after several hours, a search is undertaken. The bodies of the two men are found in the lake, drowned. Circumstances unknown. June 18th, 1886. Ludwig's funeral procession marches through the streets of Munich, followed by enormous crowds of mourners. The service is held at a packed St. Michael's church. Lightning strikes the church during the service, but no one is harmed. Ludwig's body is entombed in the Wittelsbach crypt at St. Michael's. His heart is placed in an urn in the pilgrimage chapel at Altading in the Wittelsbach tradition. The urn is shown to the right. His heart is in an urn. How bizarre.
Give me one moment here. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Right.
I have no idea what that says. Looks old, though. Oh my God. That's the slate for my dream. Maybe Mrs. Smith will know what my dream meant. I have to ask someone. This thing is getting too weird. Ludwig embarking on his sleigh. The midnight sleigh rides. Ludwig went on long sleigh rides in the middle of the night, particularly in his later years. It is said that he suffered from insomnia, headaches, and toothaches, and the rides soothed his restlessness. The sight of the king's grand sleigh speeding through the countryside of the Alps often startled the peasants and became a superstitious omen of ill fortune. I can see why. But what was he doing out there at night?
Being a wolf.
Ludwig's death mask. Wow. December 14th, 1881, Linderhof. Order another work by Jennings on the occult. Write urgently to Klug, saying that I insist that the stoppages by the bank cease. I want it, and therefore it must be done. Write very urgently. He must succeed at once, and then must report to me urgently. If I give orders to clear my room, doing so must not be postponed as it happened. Pencils must be pointed without special orders. The day after tomorrow, 1,000 marks. How is Louis now? I want to know whether he looks unhappy. How often have I said that the coffee must not come up boiling hot, so that it can only be drunk after standing an hour? If any more correspondence come from Louis, they are to be burnt immediately, but I am to be informed of their arrival. These are actual notes from Ludwig to his servants. They go far in showing the king's state of mind. They were smuggled out and used as evidence in compiling the order for Ludwig's arrest. December 18th, 1881, Linderhof. Every day get up earlier, for certain. See to that very particularly. Write it down. Remember that when the great friend arrives at Neuschwanstein, we retire to the hall. We are not to be disturbed. I will not tolerate interference or insubordination.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Ludwigs Tagebuch im Museum?
Ja,
Wo kann ich Ludwigs Tagebuch hier anschauen?
die Tagebücher sind ganz persönlich. Die sind in den königlichen Archiven. Niemand darf die lesen. Aber nein, niemand darf die lesen.
Danke.
Ain't gonna do nothing for us.
Im Museum ist einen Brief von Ludwig über eine neue Wagner-Oper.
Ja, ja, ich kenne diesen Brief.
Wo kann ich mehr von dieser Wagner-Oper sehen?
Ja, ich weiß nichts über Wagner. Das hier ist kein Wagner-Museum.
Ja, ich weiß.
In Bayreuth befindet sich ein Wagner-Museum. Versuchen Sie es halt doch, ne?
Bayreuth. Danke.
Not gonna get too much out of her. Museum up there. peeled out of there.
Grüß Gott.
Guten Tag. Ist das die Wagner Museum?
Yeah, you're an American, aren't you? I'm afraid the house is closed this time of year. It will be open next month.
Crap.
You are interested in Wagner?
Very interested. Very recently very interested.
Sure. Most of the house is closed for cleaning, but a few rooms are open. I shouldn't let you probably, but if it is only you, you are alone, aren't you?
Endlessly.
Come in and look over.
That's very generous. What do I owe you?
Georg Immerding. It's only a few displays. Besides, I wouldn't be much of a shining knight if I charged you.
Thanks, Georg. My name is Grace.
Hello. Have a good time.
Alright. Unfortunately, I am going to have to call the stream here. I'm not going to get fully through this chapter quite yet. But I do have a work meeting that I have to go to right now, and that's probably going to last 2 hours. So it's probably going to be it for today. But thank you for hanging out with me, Slaughterfox. Hopefully we can get more people in here in the future. Save it before I lose it. You too, man. Thanks for hanging out with me. Yeah, what's up? Looking into becoming mods for a few people? So you want to be a mod for me? Sure, why not? There you go. So don't abuse it. Be cool. And yeah. You too, man. Talk to you later, right?
Okay, thank you so much. Are you planning to completely relocate the guards? No, they're guard checks, from my understanding, they're just guard checks that are large. They're still going in the same positions that they're located in currently. But when I looked at the design, it looked like increasing the footprint. Oh, one other thing that I called out on there is that I want to say it's on the south. Like it's next to BBG not. From what I'm seeing, it looks like they might down lane. The two facilities called out. call it out as an area of construction, however.
On the east has a, like, what are they doing over there? On the east, are they adding another, oh, they're just expanding it.
Yeah, that one top left corner. I don't think they're putting the guard shack.
Yeah. Guard shack is going.
Trying to see if that's where LiDAR coverage. And it doesn't look like it. We don't really have any, we don't have a lot of light poles on the site there.
No, we got minimal. Survey.
They're not planning to add any more.
Light bulb is not in the scope of work.
This is the current check-in setup. And this right here. All the way inside the yard, and that looks like all the way in front of the parking lot. Our current design. Our current design is not gonna. Light pole is pretty much. I don't want to say useless, but not gonna do. Get our new. How can we move this? Off of it?
And I could review.
I'm just thinking to both of these locations. Have any light pole? It doesn't look light pole here, but
But I can recall, I think any other light poles, I'd be able to move the.
when this is starting, the retrofit.
No, I don't actually had a hard.
Notice thing. They're gonna cut these trees down. I'll talk to Ram, maybe back for the site. Not, then according to that here, retrofit anything, come back to site to Ram, what do we call for?
I'll check back with the with the election. I guess I got one other question. Dan's message earlier said that the SBM expected tonight or early next week, and we're anticipating, and we were going to return to BHM. Wait until we station that the SBM has been pushed through. Yes, we can.
Sorry, I got cut out. My laptop. Wait, what was the question again?
Last week we discussed the SBM pushing Ram's message earlier. Stated that it's early next week. 18. We should wait. Back to SBM.
Like,
Yeah.
working on schedule.
I'm kind of cut out, but I think I understood. I think we might be.
Yeah, if there's nothing to do, and we're just waiting.
Anything else from Mel?
Five comms, side comms.
Testing, testing. Testing. Testing, testing. Alright, that is much better for my voice. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's on the building side. Pulling up a map, it looks like there is one there. I wasn't sure if that was
Testing.
evident in the.
Talking about this.
On the. Oh, so to the right where the cars are.
Oh, there's a pole right there. Yeah, we may end up using this pole. With the new that pole, that still doesn't. Looking for is the inside coverage. I use this pole, I may not. I just. Pole is gonna be. I saw that pole. Depending on where the Garshak is, that's a Garshak mount. Garshak mounted pole at this. Cut these trees down.
Damn.
Hold out some land. I have to go back and see. Or where their trees are currently located.
Oh, on that.
That's the old plan.
Right, but it calls out.
Portion that doesn't say. What they try and do, they have to pretty much out of it. Is protect existing trees. They're trying to save some trees and gonna. I'll see. I'll try to find out who the. our design. I mean, our design is definitely going to change.
Okay, well, if they're doing that, make sure drop another pool out there.
Yeah, but that's what I'm going to ask.
It looks like they're already planning to add some poles. The luminosity. Transport. They'll be adding additional poles.
Watch time. Colors.
I think it was down. So they have their provided topographical survey on page 12.
And then we'll talk to Ram tomorrow in our call. On it. All new light poles. Concurrent. Light poles, the tree was maybe Ram's call if he wants to. How's the check-in?
Is chance you can let us, or so we can just step out there.
Yeah, of course. I'll try to get this done by. I'll weekly meeting. Ram team have any questions?
No, I think we're good. I just updated the smart.
Guys have a good weekend.
Thanks, everybody.
Test, test, test. This is a test testing for background noise. Can you hear any noise? Hello, and testing. This is a test. Can you hear me testing right now?